Hello, everybody. It's Jennifer Darling, and we are here to learn about networking on LinkedIn. And I'm happy to have you today because there's so much going on in the world, as you all know, that we can't be out in person networking. And so, what we're looking to do today is find every other possible opportunity to network with people so that we can build our connections and so we can build influence and we can build our business. So, today we're going to be talking about networking on LinkedIn. As I said to a few participants already, this is not a traditional webinar where you're going to hear a sales pitch for the next hour. This is actually real training about how to use LinkedIn. So make sure that you have a couple pens or your pencil sharpened so you can take notes, because there are going to be a lot of tips and strategies here that I'm going to share with you today, and kind of an accelerated version as well. We're going to go pretty rapid fire. At the end, if there's some time left, I'll leave it open for questions, and I'll also let you know how you could get some more help from me if you need it after our time together today. But just get ready because we are going to roll. Let me open this puppy up. And here we go. Please connect with me on LinkedIn if you haven't already. And you'll notice when you share somebody your LinkedIn connection, this is actually first part of the training, is make sure you include this little IN. You can see it's red here on my screen. If you don't, that's not actually capturing the entire URL for you. So you can create a custom URL and make sure you capture this little IN. So grab that and then connect with me on LinkedIn and let me know that you're here participating with us today, because I'd really love to have you in my network. That's the first way of growing. So we're going to talk today about growing your quality connections and expanding your network of referral partners and prospects. This is not a job seeker training. This is a business marketing training. So this is for you if you're a business professional. You might be in B2B sales. You might be a consultant, a coach, a speaker. You might be an entrepreneur or a business owner that is really focusing on how you're going to promote your business. That's what this course is for. So if you're job seeking, stick around with us because you'll probably learn some tips that you could use to position yourself, but this is meant for business marketing. And then I'm also going to talk to you about navigating disruption and providing value in today's environment, because there's a lot of disruption going on right now, as y'all know. And you really want to solidify your position as a thought leader, a trusted advisor, or an expert in your industry so that you're attracting more people to your LinkedIn profile, to your message, so that you're the person that people think of first whenever they're going to make a referral regarding your product or service. And then we want to make sure that we're positioning you correctly, because a lot of times on LinkedIn, people make the mistakes of positioning themselves using LinkedIn like as a job seeker profile. And that is not the purpose of why we're all here, is not seeking jobs. Now, we may be seeking more work, more sales, more revenue, but none of us here are out looking for a job. And what we want to do is make sure that your profile doesn't look like you're looking for a job, or your potential targets, your potential referral partners, they may not want to refer you if your LinkedIn profile looks like you're out looking for a job and going somewhere else. So it's very important of how we set up that positioning. So I know that many of you are probably in one of two boats, and those boats look like either your business has changed drastically since the beginning of the year, and maybe you're really struggling to make ends meet because everything has changed. I mean, for me in January, I had the most speaking engagements booked that I ever had engaged or booked before. And then when March hit, everything got canceled. Some things moved to virtually, thankfully, but most things got canceled. And so what happened was I was sitting there literally with $0 on my pending, and from what was in January, the most remarkable year I was going to have in my speaking business. And so what I had to do was I really had to take a look, and I had to shift of what is it that I could support people with now. And therefore, I went back to my virtual speaking engagements and starting setting up networking and LinkedIn training. And so I was able to turn my business around really well, really fast and really well. The other side of the spectrum is people who are doing awesome and amazing because of the circumstances. So when I shifted my business to really focus on my LinkedIn training and my coaching and my consulting all virtually, my business skyrocketed. In fact, I'm having the best 3 months that I've had in my entire business. And so what's funny is that you could either be on the one end who's really struggling, but there may be opportunity out there for that you're not seeing yet, or you're on the other end where you're doing so well in your business. Now is really the time for you to just make sure that you are staying with your foot on the gas for any future things that happen, and making sure that you're securing that momentum and that you're riding that wave while you have it, so you can continue to ride it long into the future. Jeffrey Gitomer is one of my mentors in sales, and he has something like 12 New York best-selling books written on sales and networking. And when I was on a call with him not too long ago, Jeffrey said the best thing that you could do now is to prepare to recover. And what you need to do is that you need to figure out what it is that your clients need help with today and help them with that. So 6 months ago, your clients were in a very different place than they are today. And today they need help with something very different and specific. So you could see in my story how I shifted from paid speaking out on the road doing conferences to noticing that my clients today need help virtually. They need consulting for their business. They need sales and marketing help. They need LinkedIn help. They need networking help. And so I shifted my business to focus on those things my clients need help with today. And fortunately for me, I was already doing that, but some of you might be creating new programs and new products and new services to help support your clients with that. And so that's what we're really looking at, is we can either be preparing for recovery, or you may be in a position to take advantage of the current opportunity to support more and more people. So why would you want to take a look at LinkedIn right now? And it's especially important right now. And I think just the title of this program today, Networking on LinkedIn, is one reason why you want to take advantage of LinkedIn now. But there's some other ones too that you might not know about. And many people don't know that LinkedIn is currently owned by Microsoft. They actually purchased them about 6 years ago, and LinkedIn's been around for about 17 years. I mean, it's actually older than Facebook. Most people don't know that either. But what happened, it was a job seeker and recruitment tool largely. And then when Microsoft purchased it for 26 billion bucks, they started to focus more and more of their efforts and energy still on job seekers, but now becoming the Google for business professionals. And those two pieces are what LinkedIn does really, really well today. It's also the place to be if you are targeting business to business or business to consumers, where your consumers are business professionals. You know, I love stay-at-home moms and dads, but they're probably not on LinkedIn. If your target audience is a corporate audience, then they're definitely on LinkedIn, or I would say almost definitely on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is growing every single month. It's one of the few social media platforms that continues to boost. I think they have nearing 750 million members worldwide now. And the great thing about that is they're largely concentrated, mostly concentrated on the business professional. When you're on LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile is searchable on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And not only that, but I'm going to teach you a way that you can actually publish articles, and those articles are also searchable on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. No other social media platform has that functionality for you, with the exception of YouTube, but we're not talking about articles, those are videos, and YouTube has a real specialty for that. But other than that, you really are not able to have your content be searchable on other social media sites. LinkedIn is one that you can. And I would say, really importantly, is that people are looking at your profile today. So if you're a business owner, or you're a person who is a business owner and you are the face of the business, people may not be going to your website. And if your website is ready, you can turn it on and off so that it's ready to go whenever you're ready for people to see it. But with LinkedIn, that's not the case. LinkedIn is already on. So whatever is on your LinkedIn profile today is what people are seeing when they're searching for you, or when they're maybe even searching for somebody in your field and they get served your profile. So it's very important to upgrade your LinkedIn profile right away, because people are looking at it today. And that first impression you make is very, very important. Now, there's also more business content on LinkedIn than any other social media platform. Now, again, you might make an argument for YouTube because they have a lot of great content too, but it's not concentrated. So they kind of have, they're like a mass media. They have lots of everything, where LinkedIn is concentrated on the business professional. And so they have more business content, more articles than anybody else. And actually, during COVID, this has skyrocketed significantly. The usage of LinkedIn is skyrocketed significantly. And I mean, I think it's just because people are wanting to be in network with other business professionals. And where else are they going to go? LinkedIn is the place for that. And the last part here is that you can really make a lot of noise and create buzz and stand out online using LinkedIn. And if you're new to your business, this is really powerful. And if you've been in your business for a long time, but maybe things have slowed down recently, then this is really important, because any of you can take a hold of this tool and you can maximize it so that you can stand out and really get a lot of visibility online. So let's take a look at what's currently happening in sales. Is that at any one time, if you are looking to build your book of business with brand new prospects, we call those cold leads, is that at any one point in time, it's actually less than 1% of cold leads are in the market to buy your product or service today. So I shouldn't even say 1 to 3%, it's less than 1%. What that means is that there's a bigger opportunity to build top of mind awareness with others than 99% of people who may be in the market to buy tomorrow. They're not in the market to buy right now when you first reach out to them, which is why cold sales messages and LinkedIn have a very small percentage of closing, a very, very small percentage of closing, because most of the people you reach out to in a cold message are not ready to buy today. So really all we do is just tick them off when we could be building a relationship and a long-term partnership potentially with somebody else. So I do know that, I mean, our job as prospectors is to close as much business that's in the market today, to find as many cold leads and prospects that are in the market today. But we don't only want to focus on that, because if we focus on that, then we're missing the potential of the 99% of the people who are in the market to buy tomorrow. Those are the people that you want to nurture. You want to nurture with your message. You want to nurture with your relationship. You want to nurture their content so that you can build top of mind awareness, so that they're thinking of you first. You. So they don't even have to go do any kind of research when they're ready to buy, because you've already planted seeds that you're the guy or gal or person who they want to work with, who understands their issues and problems and is ready to help them address those. So what we're going to look at today is I'm going to teach you 2 ways to find new leads. Now, I actually have about 5 or 6 ways to find new leads, but it would take me a lot longer than we have today to help you grow your network. So today I'm going to share with you 2 of those, and I'm also going to give you some additional training as well. So the first place and the absolute best place to go and grow your network is happy customers. And it's funny because most people don't even think of happy customers because they're already in relationship with them. Well, you want to go and add your happy customers and your former happy customers, those people that you've worked with in the past, maybe last year or 10 years or 30 years ago. Go and look for those people and add them to your network. Invite them to connect, even your current clients. Because what happens when you do that is that you start to give them more and more valuable resources on LinkedIn, and it start to become an even bigger power partner for them. And then those people who that you used to connect with and they used to be your clients and they were happy then, you're going to rekindle that relationship too. And it has happened over and over and over again, where people have messaged me after I've told them to do this, and they've said, Jennifer, I reached out to a former client and they actually had a project that they wanted me to do. And they wouldn't have done that had I not put myself back into their scope of vision. We call that marketing the recency theory, which is that people are thinking and that we will purchase based on who they've seen most recently, which is why you'll see a lot of advertisers like the big guys, Ford, Chevy, McDonald's, they advertise every single day because they know that people have partly a recency theory and why they're going to purchase. And so they want to stay in front of them all the time. So 2 reasons that you should reach out to your happy customers and your former happy customers. And you can go right inside LinkedIn, and there will be a search bar inside LinkedIn. And all you have to do is click on that, type in their name, and you'll get a list. And then you can go and connect with them right away, assuming they're in LinkedIn. Well, most people are in LinkedIn today. The second group here is networking groups and business memberships. So if you have been growing your business by in-person networking events, what you want to think about is who are all those people you had been hanging out with for the last few months or few years, and go connect with them on LinkedIn. And also, if your networking group has a membership list, go connect with those people on LinkedIn. Now, I want to caution you, you do not want to connect with them and then put them on your email marketing list. That is against the FTC rules and can spam in the US. It's against the California Consumer Protection something in California. It's against the GDPR in Europe and the Canadian Privacy Act in Canada. So do not go add anyone to your email list. However, you can go connect with every single person on LinkedIn, and when they accept your connection, then you can have the opportunity to message them back and forth using LinkedIn's platform. And then anything you have a business membership in, same thing for them. So just like the networking groups, wherever you have an association membership with or any other kind of business membership with, you should go connect with those people. Now, if you're on the board of directors in an association or a nonprofit or something like that, then you definitely want to go and connect with your members on LinkedIn. It will allow them to know you're thinking of them and give you another place to be networking with them and to be sharing content until you can get back to meeting in person. Now, you might be doing virtual meetings now with those groups, and that's fantastic. Good for you. But it also helps to seal that relationship on LinkedIn and stay connected there too, because that way you're connected between your membership meetings and not just every once a month or every 2 weeks when you're getting together. So the next part here is we're going to move a little bit from growing your network. Sometimes I like to make up my own words, and you'll know we're live here because if I was recording, I'd probably stop that and redo that, but we're live here. So we've talked a little bit about growing your network, but now we're going to talk about how you can position yourself in this marketplace as an expert, as a thought leader, a trusted advisor, and a valuable resource for your clients. Not just your clients, your prospects, and not just your prospects, but your referral partners. There have been so many times where people have reached out to me and wanted to hire me for sales coaching, marketing consulting, LinkedIn training, and they've reached out to me and they said, Jane Johnson said, I need to connect with you. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And I got a new client. And then I'm looking to see who's Jane Johnson. I don't even know Jane Johnson, but Jane Johnson knows me. And that's an important thing about LinkedIn is it's not just who you know, but it's who knows you. So if you can carve out this visibility for yourself in one of these areas or multiples of these areas, I particularly love to work with thought leaders, is that we can then position you as the person who's the thought leader and expert in that industry or that topic. And then more and more people are sending referrals to you because there are far more referrals on LinkedIn than there are prospects or cold leads looking to buy today. So there are 3 ways that you can really set yourself up to fill the shoes of thought leader, trusted advisor, expert, or any combination of those, and to build massive value with your network. And those are creating your own content, curating content, and sharing content. So writing your own content and articles. And I'm going to focus on the first one today, creating content, because that is so important to your thought leadership and to your trusted advisor status. And I'm going to show you a really simple way. I call it the one idea method, that you can create content that's going to be repurposed and go out into your community in many different ways. People have different learning styles. So some people like to read things, some people like to watch video, most people want to have a choice between both. And so we want to make sure that we have lots of different types and styles of content. So this is an email that my friend Jake Ballentine sent to me and all of the people on in his community. And everybody in his community is a speaker, a coach, or an author. And so Jake was letting people know that even though we were having this major thing going on, that you could still get your message out from your living room. I'm not in my living room, I'm actually in my office, but from your home, right? And so he knew that his target market really was struggling with all their consulting and all their speaking had been canceled, but they could now get their message out from their own living room. So he created an email and sent it to them. That was 10 tips for how you could get your message out in your home. And the first one of these tips was doing Facebook Live. And then he gives you a little bit of information about Facebook Live and why to do it. And then he says pre-recorded video, and then he gives you some more information. And then I'm not going to go through all the tips because that's not the purpose here. I'm going to show you how to repurpose these tips. Number 10 is plan a virtual meetup. So what Jake could do with this email that he had already and easily thought up, the reason it was so easy for him is because he knows his customers really well, and he knows who his clients are and what their needs are and what their businesses are. So it's really easy for him to come up with some ideas on what they could do. So Jake could then take this email and repurpose it into many different ways. And the first one is to publish an article on LinkedIn. And when you publish an article on LinkedIn, that is the one feature that gets its own unique URL and is searchable on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So on the screen, you'll see here, this is an article I published in 2015. And 5 years later, this article still gets views. Articles have a long shelf life because they're searchable on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and they have a long shelf life. They stay in a certain spot on LinkedIn. So this particular article I wrote, Help, My Manager is Holding Me Back, has over almost 7,000 views now. And I can see right here in the orange bar, in the orange rectangle, that my article, even though I published it in LinkedIn, that was my publishing platform, it was searched most in Google, and then LinkedIn, and then Bing and Baidu, which is another search engine. And you can also see these other statistics across the top that you can see people from Thriving Women. You can see the businesses over here on the left. You can see the job titles here in the middle, and you can even see the places, the geography where people were coming from who viewed this article. You can even see down here, I even had 6 people coming from London. And down here, I can tell that most of the people they were not already connected to me. They were outside of my network. So my article, even though I published it in LinkedIn's publishing platform, was actually shared and viewed by people outside of my connections. It's just incredible. So he could easily take that same email and turn it into an article and publish that into an article. Now, the next thing he could do is he could take that email and he could create an online ebook. Now, I call them flip books because in LinkedIn, the pages flip. It's so cool. And this one here is one that I found from LinkedIn, but it doesn't always have to be your content that you're sharing. It can be other people's content as long as it provides a valuable resource for your visitors, for your LinkedIn connections. So this one here, LinkedIn Pages, an action plan for small businesses, I downloaded that from LinkedIn, and then I just put it into my documents tab. Not the same as publishing an article, but I put it into my documents tab, and I received 750 views. And then I had been working on an ebook for creating a awesome LinkedIn profile. And so I took that ebook and I put it into Microsoft PowerPoint, and then I saved it as a PDF, and then I published that as a flip book. And you can see here there are 2,500 views on that. Then I had written this article, 20 Ideas to Increase Your Visibility. And I published it in 2018. It was such a good article. I reviewed it in 2019, and I republished it again in 2019. And then in 2020, I said, well, what would happen if I made this into a flip book? And so I did that, and I received, now it has over 5,000 views. You can see down here on the bottom, 5,000 views of this flip book. So creating amazing flip books really get a lot of attention, and not a lot of people are doing that. They're not publishing them. They don't even know this segment exists on LinkedIn. So I'm going to just pause my screen sharing for a minute, and I'm going to go to LinkedIn because I want to show you what this looks like on LinkedIn. So you should be able to see my full screen now, and you should be able to see LinkedIn. And Jason, if you can't see LinkedIn, you just let me know, because we have Jason here as my co-host. All right, so right here in this Documents tab, all these documents get a permanent placement, all these little ebooks. And the last one I showed you I had created in Canva, but really, so you can just flip through them like that. They make really nice guides. That one had 3,000 views. This is my blogging for business, and these are available for free on my LinkedIn profile. So if you need help with blogging, here are some more ideas here. And then the one I just showed you, this one is so simple. It just, each of these pages is a different tip. And what I find is people like that the best, because they're skimming in LinkedIn and they're skimming in social media. So something quick and easy like this is awesome. And then at the end, I put in here my services, so what all I do, and a biography about me as well. So of course I want to have a little bit of promotion in there when I provide these awesome, valuable tools. And then right here, in views, you can actually click on that, and then you can see the analytics. So I can see that most of the people who saw this came from Safe Credit Union, Investors Bank, Independent Bank, etc. And then I can see that they're salespeople, executive directors, and they came from Philadelphia, Sacramento, New York.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I can't see the LinkedIn piece. I see your PowerPoint.
Okay, one moment.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so sorry, we have a, I put somebody in a co-host role, so that way they would be able to let me know that. So let's just go back over there for a second, and let me show you, see. Okay, so can you see my screen, my LinkedIn screen now?
Yes, thanks so much. Sorry to interrupt.
You're welcome. Okay, so you're going to click here on this Documents tab here. Thank you for letting me know, by the way. Thank you. You're going to click on that Documents tab. You're going to scroll back down here, and here is the document I was sharing with you. And then if we go down here, well, now it'll disappeared because we were already on the analytics, but we'll go to this one. Here's the analytics here. And then you can see where all the different people are coming from. So I'm clicking on a different one now. So now you can see the different corporations here, and you can also see the different roles and the different locations they're coming from. So all of these different locations, India, Washington, Toronto, you can see everything there in the analytics, and that's all with the free version of LinkedIn. So that's what you can do with the Documents tab. And I'm going to come back over here, and let's go back to my PowerPoint for a sec. Here we go. Okay, super duper. And are you seeing my PowerPoint now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And what's your name?
Jacob.
Oh, that's Jacob?
Yeah, sorry.
Jacob. No, you're good. You're good. It didn't sound like, it sounded different. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, so now we're going to go on to what could Jake, not Jacob, Jacob's my co-host. What could Jake do with those 10 emails that the 10 different tips he was giving? He could now put them into videos. And on LinkedIn, you really want to have shorter videos. I don't think you want to have too long videos, because people just are not, they're not there to consume long form video, and you can't even upload video that's more than 10 minutes. So nice, short, sweet video on LinkedIn works. If you have long video, put it on YouTube, but short video here works really well. So you can see here that this is my client, Rex Miller, and he had over 209,000 views just of this one video. It went viral. That's not normal, but it's possible. Most of his videos, and he's consistent in sharing his videos, get about 2,500 views. So this one had 2,000, this one had 1,200, 2,600, 2,300. And you can see there's nothing special in any of these videos. You know, this one looks really nice, but he's not in any kind of professional. That one looks like he's in his hotel room. And this one's outside. He's not in any kind of professional setting. People want to see you in live action. You know, of course, wherever you're at, they're interested more in your content and your delivery than they are in your setup. Although I think that's changing a little bit since we're getting more and more virtually savvy, but the message is what's important here, and a short message. So any of his are under 2 minutes. This one's 1 minute and 20 seconds. And he gets 2,000 to 2,500 views. So Jake now could take those 10 tips and he could create 10 different short videos, one for each tip, and post those every couple of weeks or every week. So many people ask me, how much or how often should I be posting on LinkedIn? And so I'm going to give you my formula, and this is if you're just ramping up. If you're already a pro on LinkedIn, then do more than that. Do more than you're already doing. But if you're just starting to get ramping up on LinkedIn, then this would be a good schedule for you. So remember, we're talking about a one idea, one theme. So that was Jake's 10 things that you could be doing to promote yourself from home. So he would take that and create one article a month. That's it, just one article a month. One of those documents or flip books, I called it, one time a month. 1 or 2 videos a month, maybe 2 videos a month. If you have 10 tips, maybe even 4 videos a month, but even just the one idea, just 1 to 2 times a month. And then you could also create a short story post. I didn't teach that one today, but I'll teach it in a different course. A short story post where you do 1 to 2 a month. So really you have 4 major pieces of content, 1 per week. And then you want to fill it in with some short content, some content linking back to your articles, little short text paragraphs, memes, celebrations, curating content, sharing other people's content, whatever. Just be active daily on LinkedIn. And you don't even have to post content every single day on LinkedIn. Just be active on LinkedIn and engage with people, because you'll really find that that will help maximize your business. If you need to, take a screenshot of this schedule with your phone right now or with your computer, so that way you know if you need some help with this scheduling that you have that already. So I'll give you just a second to do that. Okay. So now we've talked about growing your network. We've talked about giving value in one of the 3 ways. And now we're going to talk about your profile. So what happens today, right now, when your top prospect goes onto your LinkedIn profile? Do you look like you're looking for a job? Do you have all of the things that, the issues and challenges that they would be posed with? And you're talking about those and showing that you understand those? Do you have solutions and ideas? Are you demonstrating that you're the person who's going to help them with their problems? Are you standing out? These are the things we need to be looking at on your profile. And there's a couple things that you can change immediately, and I'm going to show you that here in a sec, that you can really upgrade and change your profile so that it is meeting your customers' needs, and it's customer focused, not you focused. Because I hate to tell you this, but there's a big news flash here, and that people don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them, and then they care about you. So they want to know what you can do for them first, and then they care about your credibility. So does your profile reflect your professional brand? Does it have the right color scheme? Does it have the right fonts? Does it have the right message? Is it consistent with all of your other marketing? So if you're on LinkedIn, does that look like the same banner as Facebook, and the same banner as YouTube, and the same banner as your website? Does it all look consistent? Right? Chevy uses the same logo in every single commercial they've ever made for the last 100 years, or however long they've been around, because there's consistency in marketing, and our eyes and our minds need to see things over and over again. Will your visitors know what you do? So again, are they thinking that you looking for a job, or will they know exactly what you do? Are you positioned as their resource? So are you demonstrating that you understand their challenges, their issues, their problems, and that you have solutions for them, and you're the person? Do you have a compelling message? So do you have a customer written copy on your LinkedIn profile, particularly in your about section, your headline, and your banner? And can they easily contact you? Big mistake I see people make is they don't have their contact information in enough places so that your customers and your prospects and your referral partners don't have to work to find it. And you have call to action. People need to know what it is that you want them to do. They need to know what the next steps are, the potential next steps are. And do you know the keywords that they're going to be searching for? So have you gone to Google and looked up the major keywords that people are searching for? These are all really important. And then do you have a consistent LinkedIn marketing strategy? So it is not good enough to just create a LinkedIn profile and then never go into LinkedIn. If your customers are B2B, business to business, if they're corporate, if they're business professionals, this is where they're hanging out. And if you are not consistent, then don't even be here, because the thing is, you want to be consistent so that they know you're showing up for them. And that makes a big difference in you creating top of mind awareness. So again, what happens if your biggest prospect comes to your profile today? What's it say about you? So this is, I'm going to show you some before and afters. This is Richard, and Richard is a big time manager. He manages 250 people across the US, and he's not a business owner. He is a leader who's always looking to recruit top talent. And so Richard's before profile looks like this, and Richard's after profile looks like this. Everybody has a positioning statement. Every single person on the planet has something to offer to others. It's a major statement for them. So Richard here knows that people who he wants to attract, the best in class, are people who want to follow a leader who's innovative, inspiring, and who helps them to achieve their full potential. So that's what we have in Richard's banner. You'll also notice his headshot here, very different than this one before. So if you were looking for a leader to follow, would you want to work for mugshot Richard here? Or would you want to work for professional Richard here? Of course, I know the answer for most of you, I think. And then let's take a look. This is Irvin Nugent, and Irvin has a typical speaker profile. So I have a lot of people that I work with that are speakers. And what happens with speaker profiles is they have this beautiful banner up here that's usually an audience shot or them in front of an audience shot. Well, the trouble is the people that hire speakers are meeting professionals, meeting planners, event planners, corporate sales managers, perhaps HR people. And when they're going through and looking at different profiles for speakers, if you have this same banner with an audience shot or you in an audience shot, that's what they see over and over and over. It all blends the same in that way. So you want to set yourself apart by having something different. So what we did here with Irvin is he has a new book coming out called Leadership Lessons from the Pub. And that's pretty enticing and pretty neat. And that's what his future topic's going to be on. So we changed his banner to reflect that. Now we have a little bit of audience in the back, but it doesn't look like all the other speaker banners. This is Ann Browning. She's a consultant, and here's Ann's nice blue background. That's the basic one that LinkedIn does. And you have the opportunity to think of this like a billboard. It literally is like a billboard on a busy, busy freeway where all your best prospects, customers, and referral partners are driving by. What is the message that you're going to have there that stands out? Well, Ann's is fewer fires, increased productivity and profitability. You only need 5 to 7 words to get a big message out. In fact, if you have too many words and too much going on in this banner, people's eyes glaze right over and they will not get the message. Same for your headline. So keep it simple in your banner and just make sure you're focusing on the words that are really going to attract your customers and going to stand out. So she uses this whole fire theme. We created this banner for her. These are the colors of you'll see in a traditional fire truck, and the fonts too. And so this is a message that really stands out for people. So different, huh? And then here's Sandra Summerhays. She's a training facilitator, and you can see her beautiful blue background and now her lovely, gorgeous, multicolored background, which really is just fantastic and tremendous that any of you can do this. Now, we use professional graphic designers on my team to do them. If you want to create your own banner for free, you can do it on Canva. That's Canvas, only Canva without the S. Canva.com is a free graphic design software tool, and you can create your own banner there. These were all created professionally, and they just look like $1 million. And the last one, I think it's the last one we have here, is Marriott Lastly. And Marriott is a B2B salesperson in health She sells benefits to insurance broker companies. And so this is her beautiful phone number, email. That way we know exactly how to get a hold of her. We don't make people work to go find that. She works for a very, very big corporation. And so if they were to go online to find a salesperson, or they were to call in, they're going to get to the corporate website or the corporate phone guide, and they're not going to find Mariette. So it's really important, if you're in B2B sales and work for an organization, that you have your contact information in here so people can easily contact you. Otherwise, I worked for a Fortune 50 company. If somebody wanted to call in and buy advertising, then they were going to go to the main phone line. And who knew if they were even going to get to my sales department, let alone get to me exactly. And so you're doing all this work of building yourself up out there and trying to get new clients and prospects. You definitely don't want them to go to someone else. So make sure you have your contact info in here. Oh no, we did have one more. This is Chuck Thoki. This is one of my favorite profiles. He has an outcome-based profile, and we strongly recommend this. So we have explode sales, increase profits, and grow. So he works with organizations in the home improvement industry, like roofers, contractors, builders, and he helps their sales teams to increase their profits. So this is the outcome based. This is what the sales managers who would hire Chuck to come in, this is what they want as a result of working with Chuck. All right, so I'm gonna take a few questions here in a minute, and I wanna let you all know that we're gonna continue the learning on, and to help you prepare for recovery, I'm actually going to offer everybody a free ticket to my next Mastering LinkedIn deep dive training program. Now it starts on September 14th, so that's about 6 weeks away, but we're in the middle of one right now. And so when we follow up with you and send you the replay, I'm also going to give you a link to be able to go and register for this program. And you'll want to do it because it's a free program. You want to tell your friends. We do sell out. Every month we have about 250 students, and we sell out. So you'll want to make sure, even though it's in September, you'll want to register right away. And then we'll also send you some emails with some tips between our time now and whenever we start. There'll also be a link for a copy of my LinkedIn tips book. It's called Increase Your Leads with LinkedIn. And I would strongly encourage you to get that book. You can start reading it now. I think it's about $10. You can start reading it now and giving you tips to be able to upgrade your LinkedIn profile before the course starts. And then if anybody's interested, if you'd like, I'm happy to give you a LinkedIn profile assessment where we would have a one-on-one call together. I will review your LinkedIn profile, and I will schedule a call with you just like this, and we will go in it together, and I'll give you specific recommendations just for your profile. So I'll send that in the replay too. So here's what the course is going to look like. The free Mastering LinkedIn course is a 4-week accelerated course. We meet twice a week. It's 8 meetings. It's a deep dive course. So we're going to work on building out your profile. You're going to work on building out your profile. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get there. We're going to work more on growing your network. So I gave you 2 ways today, but I'll give you 5 ways total, and establishing yourself as a trusted advisor, thought leader. Here's the deep dive, kind of detailed overview, is that we're going to be talking about 4 keys to increase your online searchability, 6 fundamentals to attract decision makers, 3 ways to build social credibility, so important right now, 3 tips to ensure people can find you, and 7 methods, 7 to help you establish yourself as a trusted advisor and get into the news feeds of your best clients and prospects. 4 ways to grow your connections and build influence, 4 techniques to catch your biggest prospects' attention, and lastly, when we finally get back to in-person network, how to maximize your in-person networking events. So you'll leave the course and you'll be able to create your own banner, upgrade to an enticing headline. We didn't even get to talk about that today. Develop a customer focused about section. We didn't get to talk about that today. Ensure clients can connect with you, learn how to craft 7 types of posts, and determine a 12-month marketing calendar. You will receive, this class, I usually charge for it, but during the times we're in right now, I'm offering it for free. You receive workbooks, student handbooks. I have a online learning portal. It's a full-on $1,000 course. So definitely make sure you sign up and invite your friends. And as part of that course, you're going to get the LinkedIn Rockstar Self-Assessment, so you can give yourself an assessment and determine where you are now and where you need to be. you'll get a free LinkedIn member group, and you'll get free access to my online learning platform. So if you want to register for that, you're going to need to go to darlingcoaching.com/events. I just posted the link there this morning, so you'll be able to register. We've got it linked through to Eventbrite. That might change as we're moving over to our online learning portal, but right now that'll reserve you a seat, so that way you can make sure that you get your spot in that course. So darlingcoaching.com/events. Okay, did everybody get some value out of our time together? If you did, what I want to hear you do, or what I want to see you do, is in the chat room, just put one action step you're going to take, just one action you're going to take as a result of our time together today. And then if you have a question, you can take yourself off of mute and ask a question, or you can either pop it in the chat room and I'll answer questions as well. So I'm going to just take a little sip of this and see what you guys have here. Okay, so Jacob, yes, Jacob says he's going to improve his banner. Awesome, Jacob. Very, very good. Anybody else want to share what you're going to do as a result of our time together today? Amy or Anshua, Joanne, Carrie, Ray, what do you guys think? All right, be consistent on all my activity on LinkedIn. Yes, I'm going to do the documents, still in corporate America. Yep. And then Carrie, is the upcoming course, oh, okay, yes, Carrie, the upcoming course is the one that you were in already. Yes, ma'am. Ray is going to repurpose his Facebook Live transcripts to articles. Oh, awesome. And Ray, the other thing you can do too is you can download your Facebook Lives to your desktop, and then you can upload them to LinkedIn, as long as they're not more than 10 minutes. If they're more than 10 minutes, then you're going to have, you'll have some restriction problems, and then you want to put them on YouTube and do it that way. And then Amy, oh yes, we do those banners. They look so cool. And Anshua, yes, marketing yourself as a business owner while you already have a job is not an easy thing to do. And if your company just poo-poos that, then you're going to have a harder time. But if you have a company that's open to it, then there's some steps that you can take to get yourself there. And certainly one thing you can do that they won't even notice is go start to upgrade your skills, change your skills, so that way your skills start to reflect where you're going and not where you're at, and little by little that'll help your LinkedIn profile. All right, everybody, so we're done for today. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and remember, come and join us for our Mastering LinkedIn training in September, where you'll get a lot more content and help, and make sure you share it with your friends. That'll be a really good gift for them. I'll send you all the replay. I look forward to catching up and meeting each of you and catching up with the people who've been with me before. Thank you. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you soon.